Harriet Goldstein woke to the sound of a ventilator hissing like an angry cat. The ceiling above her was the color of old teeth, cracked and yellowed under fluorescent light. She was 67, technically dead for 3 minutes the night before, and the first thing she noticed, after the tubes in her arms and the ache in her sternum, was the silence. No sons-in-law pacing, no daughters whispering outside the curtain, just the beep of a machine counting the beats of a heart that had already stopped once. The nurse, a young Dominican woman named Marisol, adjusted the oxygen mask. "Your family's been called, Mrs. Goldstein. They know it was touch and go." Harriet closed her eyes. She could still hear the cardiologist's voice from 2 hours earlier, relayed by Marisol when Harriet had clawed her way back to consciousness. "We told them explicitly this could be her last night. Bypass surgery at her age is risky. Come now." And the reply, delivered in the breezy tone reserved for rescheduling brunch. "We can't. Sophia is launching her spring line at the Hamptons gala. The photographers from Vogue. Tell Mom we love her. We'll swing by Sunday." Sunday. 3 days after the gala. 2 days after the surgeon would know if the grafts held. 1 day after Harriet might already be ashes in a box no one had picked out. She stared at the plastic bracelet on her wrist. Goldstein, Harriet, RM 412, NPO. Nothing per oral, nothing by mouth. Nothing, apparently, from the people who used to call her Mommy. The backstory in her bones. Harriet had raised Rachel and Sophia in a 2-bedroom walk-up on the Upper West Side, the kind of place where the radiator clanked like a drunk tambourine and the super only fixed things if you baked him babka. She'd been 29 when their father, Leonard, the accountant, left for a 24-year-old paralegal who understood spreadsheets. Harriet had understood loneliness, 3 jobs, and the 4 train at 5 a.m. She cleaned offices in Midtown before dawn, sewed costumes for Off Broadway by night. Her fingers still carried the tiny white scars from the industrial machine. Every Saturday, she dragged the girls to acting classes at the 92nd Street Y because, darlings, the world is a stage, and I want you to own the spotlight, not mop it. Rachel became a fashion designer, Sophia a tech PR maven. They married up, way up. Rachel's husband, Ethan, owned half of Soho. Sophia's wife, Camille, sat on the board of the Met. Her apartment became storage for their wedding gifts. Her Sundays became takeout containers and, "We'll call you Ma, super swamped." She sold the walk-up to bankroll Rachel's first boutique, gave Sophia her $42,000 nest egg for a sure thing NFT launch that tanked in 48 hours. Wore the same black dress to both weddings because it's classic, Ma, timeless. Classic, timeless, invisible. The night of the gala. The pain had started at 3 p.m. on Friday, crushing like a subway door closing on her ribcage. She'd been alone in her studio in Washington Heights, hemming a chorus girl's skirt for a community theater chorus line. Called Rachel first. "Ma, I'm at the venue. The florist screwed up the peonies. Can this wait?" Called Sophia. "Harriet, we're in the Hamptons. Traffic's murder. Take an Uber to urgent care." She took the A train instead. Collapsed at 181st Street Station. A transit cop performed CPR until the ambulance screamed in. Hospital, 2:14 a.m. Marisol returned with warm blankets.
Doctor says you're stable enough to talk. Want me to call anyone else? Harriet's laugh came out a rasp. Call Broadway. Tell them Harriet Goldstein is finally ready for her close-up. She asked for paper. Marisol produced a yellow legal pad and a pen that skipped. Harriet wrote until her hand cramped. To my darling daughters. Tonight, I died for 3 minutes. The surgeon sawed my chest open like a stubborn clamshell and stitched new roads into my heart. While he did that, you were sipping rosé under string lights, toasting a clothing line that will be forgotten by fall. I have spent 40 years making sure you never felt forgotten. Tonight I learned the math doesn't work both ways. Consider this my final curtain call in the role of self-sacrificing Jewish mother. I'm taking my bow and exiting stage left, permanently. Don't look for me. The spotlight you refuse to share is finally mine alone. Love, the verb, not the noun you forgot how to conjugate. Harriet. She folded the pages, wrote Rachel and Sophia on the envelope and slid it under the pillow. Harriet stared at her reflection in the window. Gray roots, bruised eyes, a face that had forgotten how to expect anything. She looked like a woman who could disappear. Good. Brooklyn, 1:03 p.m. Celia Katz, 71, retired costume supervisor for Katz, the original run, waited on the platform in a purple caftan and combat boots. She took one look at Harriet and opened her arms. "About damn time, Goldberg." "It's Goldstein." "Whatever, you're home." The brownstones smelled of cinnamon and old velvet. Upstairs, a bedroom with a skylight and a single bed under a poster of Ethel Merman. Celia poured 2 fingers of bourbon. "Drink. Then tell me which of your kids I'm cursing first." Week 1. Ghosting. Rachel's first voicemail, Saturday, 8 p.m. "Ma, the hospital says you left? Are you insane? Call me." Sophia, Sunday noon. "The gala was fine. Whatever. We're coming to the hospital now." By Sunday night, panic. They found the letter. Rachel screamed so loud the doorman heard. Sophia hired a PI before dessert. Harriet turned off the phone. Celia taught her how to use an old flip phone with a new SIM. Number unlisted. Life untraceable. Week 2. The stage. Celia dragged her to the Bed-Stuy Community Theater, an old church converted into a black box paradise. Auditions for Follies. Harriet read for Carlotta Campion, the washed-up star, singing "I'm Still Here." The director, a non-binary 30-something named Juno, leaned forward. Again, but this time, mean it. Harriet closed her eyes, thought of peonies and rosé and daughters who never learned her lines. She sang. The room erupted. Callback same day, cast by Thursday. Month 3, the letter. It came certified mail, forwarded by Mrs. Alvarez. Rachel's handwriting, shaky. Ma, we sold the Hamptons house. The boutique is closing. Sophia's firm laid off half the staff. We get it now. We were monsters. Please come home. We'll take care of you. We swear on Daddy's grave. Harriet read it on the stoop while Ji-hoon watered geraniums. She folded it into a paper airplane and sailed it into the trash. Home is a 4-letter word, she said. Ji-hoon kissed her temple. Let's build a 5-letter one. Opening night. Follies. The church was packed. 150 seats, standing room only. Harriet wore a scarlet gown Celia had altered from the original 1987 Broadway run. Real sequins, real tears when the spotlight hit. She sang, I'm Still Here, like a survivor's anthem, verse by verse. First, you're another slow-eyed vamp, the paralegal. Then someone's mother, the walk-up. Then your camp, the black dress. The final note cracked the rafters. The audience rose as one. In the wings, Luz whispered, That's how you exit, bitches. Epilogue, 1 year later. Harriet Goldstein, 68, now had a one-woman show at the Brooklyn Arts Festival, Still Here, A Life in Alterations, a granddaughter via Luz's girlfriend. Harriet taught the baby Yiddish curses, a ring from Ji-hoon, white gold, simple, bought with his VA check, a lease on a 2-bedroom in Clinton Hill, signed by Harriet Park Goldstein. Rachel and Sophia still called, once a month, always went to voicemail. Harriet saved the messages, not for forgiveness, for the sequel.